we're live. We have Snow League action here. It's going to be Atrox facing off against the newly reformed, mind you, Skyhigh Gaming. They've been out for a while. It's been in the form of Unity, and, you know, Nia has had some issues with Skyhigh, so I think it disappeared, and then now it's reappeared. But Cover's back from Unity, Nico's back from Apollo Athlete Gaming, and then Sacred Nia. And I believe Crush is new, though he might be sort of the old widely veteran. Anyways, there's no divisions, this is just pool play. Or round robin, I think is another way to consider it. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. And on Clubhouse, this is a map that I'm sure Atrox is very comfortable with. I would assume the same for Skyhigh. If not, I'd be very concerned. This is a rather meta map, very often played. It's slightly defender-sided. I'd say it's not a map, however, where if you get in a lead at the end of the half on the attack, that the game's over. You know, it's not super defender-sided. The bans here, this is a mirror map, but only for one side. This is rarely a clash map if you're playing the map seriously. This is, however, a map where you will see Kaid pretty prevalent. I would say he's not as strong as on other maps, though. You know, Oregon is a map where he is especially strong, and he's bad here. So that's going to force Atrox on this basement side to bring those impacts if they want to keep that hatch close, which, as you can see, they're bringing 6 impacts. I don't know if all 3 of those players are going to be on site to use them, but the fact that they're bringing those impacts allows them to hopefully deny that hatch. The other player that's noticeably present and very impactful is Nico here's the Maverick. This is a Maverick map. This is probably the strongest Maverick map. You know, there was this angle a while ago that Team Empire used against, I think it was Virtus Pro, on this CC wall where he is very often used to help get that wall open. You know, you pretty much open up a hole right in that spawn, and then right before the wall, and then you just sit down and swamp. You use something else with Goyo, you could do it with somebody else, though. And you just take out the Maverick if they're upside down repelling, and he's not banned here. The Thatcher is instead. They both accomplish the same job, almost always. It's just that they have different methods, and they have different strengths and weaknesses each of them. And that's a separate conversation, but it's still a conversation that I find very interesting. But alas, since it's not really prevalent here, I'm gonna not pay too much attention to it. The other 2 bans are really interesting. The Hibana ban makes it really difficult here now for the attacking team to get that hatch open, so it makes basement sight very strong. J10's getting a bit aggressive. I saw a frag go in there from Skyhigh. I think they're going to send out a second one. I don't know why. I think they're actually deciding against it. Just rotates 10s out. Bit of mind games, I suppose, from Skyhigh Gaming. They're going to take a bit of damage here. That's a bit of aggressive play on the roams. Nico will pick off Exo. Closing out anybody in strip. Sacred, however, will fall at the hands of J10s. The Jaeger on the roam here in Kitchen Hall. Spotted by the Zomph of Nia, who will actually pick off J10s. Keeps it at an advantage in favor of his team. 4v3 now. They will take Mara control. They have first floor here. Essentially, there's nobody else on the roam. This is just the Smoke, the Thunderbird, and the Wamai on the objective. They're in a good spot, and I have to question how effective that roam was the first round. You had 2 players roaming, 1 over in strip. Strip and roams don't do anything, unless the team is dumb. This team is dumb as bricks. Strip roams don't do anything, because it's so easy to pincer somebody out of strip. So you have to either the enemy team has to be dumb, and or you have to be really good at winning gunfights, in which case you'll probably get traded out. So you can see Nia trying to push forward here. A minute left in the round. So the Maverick here of Nico is going to just try and open that hatch up. It makes sense. They want to try and preserve that last thermite charge crushed for some wall opening at the end of the round, likely onto this church main wall. Nia will pick off still and. Removing the Wamai obviously takes down some utility, but he got most of it down before the end of the round, so it's not the end of the world. Ortiz is down. Not out, however. Right around bomb chassis, and Nia and the rest of Skyhigh have concentrated their push here over on that main wall side. Alright, charge go down here from Crush. It's a swing in. Astro, the last one left here. 3v1, he'll gun down. Crush takes down the Therm. Looking for another one potentially. Does now realize Cover's by the bottom of main. He will push forward, swinging around, alerting his teammates to where Astro is. Has to watch the hatch. Crossfire. Nia will get 1 kill. And the round here for Skyhigh, taking the early lead here. for a Hibana ban. A ban that makes it very difficult to get all 3 hatches. And obviously, Skyhigh adjusted to that. They didn't get all 3 hatches, plus they brought a Maverick who has enough flame in the torch to get probably 2 hatches. Unless somebody, unless he wastes gas. But the fact that they don't have the Hibana makes it really difficult to attack that site without really, really requiring a second hard reach. We see there, because the Maverick has to use most of his utility to get the 2 hatches that they want. So they have to be, first of all, they have to be more selective, and second of all, they have to use more utility. Because the other 2 options that they have the other 3 options are a hard recharge, which isn't, it's not used a lot. It's not so much that it's bad, I just think that it's a bit underutilized. It's not on the right ops, in my opinion. A Thermite, who, in order to get a hatch, he has to use half his utility, and an Ace, who's even worse, because he has to use 2/3 of his utility to get a single hatch. Which is, that's not good, honestly. The final ban was a Clash. Clash is really rarely played, so I feel like that was just a comfort ban there. Sort of mindless ban from Atrox. I feel that a stronger choice for them would have been to ban instead of the Clash, maybe a Valkyrie. They could potentially be bringing Valkyrie here, but so far they have yet to play the Valkyrie, bring those black eye cameras. Skyhigh now going to be just seemingly going for this classic push onto that main wall. They have the Maverick, so it's going to be a lot easier for them, plus they only have to deal with the Mute Jammer. From the setup here, it is very clear to anybody that pays attention to it that the way that it has been structured here by Atrox is they're giving up wall. They'll try and waste a bit of time with that mute. You can tell they're gonna try and waste a bit of the clock, which the pace of Skyhigh already is slowing down the offensive here. And then they're just going to hold down Red and Rafters. I almost said Vandals, which is a completely different thing. So you can see Nia will open up that hatch. The wall, pardon me. No hatches for them to get here, just walls, and they will be looking to actually push through this Logi side, as you can see, getting a bit of entry work down. Using the S6P41 does not get the kill, though. Stereo will gun him down, regardless of the fact that he could have pre-fired him. He has that many bullets, surprisingly enough, and the Rome is actually starting out to be impactful. They got a frag off it. They took down Sacred again. Now they just need to try and waste some more time here. They're denying this bedside, which is really important now as J10s will take down Crushed. It's a 3v5 here between these 2 teams. He will just be holding on his bedroom side. Same with Astera. They're just trying to waste time there. Astera's already rotated back to side. I mean, half the round's been wasted. They've got a 5v3. They took down the hard reach. They took down Comer. That's J10s again on that Rome, and I think their job is done here. Diffuser's down, which is really important, because now Nia and Nico can't get objective. They need Diffuser in order to get that. Nico's he's gonna actually spot still Ant, downs him, doesn't take him out though, so, maybe a res will happen here for Atrox, but that's not good. So Ortiz will spot Nico there over on Red, can actually look to get aggressive potentially. He's eyeing at Neil, will confirm the kill onto still Ant. Brings it now to a 2v3, almost within the sights of Ortiz as Nico there might actually rotate into Garage. They are going to look for Raptors taking out Nia, going to do a bit of entry work here. Nitro Rip there from Astera might actually throw it out. Will spots Nia, takes him down there. I thought that's just Nico here on that lower Garage. Knows Ortiz is over by Swamp. Nico's trying to pre-fire through that wall in the lounge, just waiting this out. But very soon I'm going to see pressure from Atrox. Astera will gun him down despite the teabag, the preemptive teabag, before the kill, and he still gets it. Wow. 1-1 now. Atrox tying it up already. So the key difference there between that round and the first round, besides the objective and the setup, you can already see that those are different. That's a no-brainer. The key difference was that Atrox's run was effective. J10s and Astero got frags on the roam. They took down the diffuser even. They got 3 kills and wasted more than half the round on that roam. The first round, they had somebody roaming in strip, which was such a waste. They had somebody roaming in bar, who did get a kill, but he got traded out. So it truly just meant that if that player had gotten in strip had gotten a kill or at least some good damage, then they could have been in a good spot. But they were at a man disadvantage, and they couldn't pick it up from there. And they hadn't wasted enough time on that roam, because it's a successful roam denies map control important to a push. So on this site, it would be bar. That, or it would be maybe you could consider a short roam in oil or top secret or in dirt. You could consider that a roam, technically. First of all, it denies that important map control for a team's push, for an attack's push. In doing so, it wastes time because it forces the attackers to clear them out in order to get that map control. And in forcing them to clear that roamer out, they have to waste drones, they have to waste utility, they have to potentially lose players. You know, losing gunfights, losing rash, trying to clear them out, or something. So the ideal roam is you waste a minute. You waste a minute, you waste a solid amount of utility, down a couple drones, and then either you fall back to site, if you can, you know, playing time, or if you're playing your life, get traded out, at the very least. Bring it down to a 4v4. That's the ideal roam. But the key is denying the map control and wasting the time. And that's what seems to be the MO here for Atrox. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep up a strong roam game here. Exosi getting a bit aggressive there over on the kitchen hall. Sacred going to send out some return fire there as the Ash was opening up that kitchen hall side. Now they need to be a bit mindful. Nia going to do some clear work here as cover is covering him with the drone. Spawns a shield over in Moto. Interestingly, it's not offset, and there's no ADS covering it. There's no Omai either, so there's no discs covering it, which is strange. I don't know why they even have a shield there in the first place. They're going to rotate that shield around. Makes sense. Shield of Sacred going to take a good amount of damage down. So he's trying to clear out the bar side. Lowers J10 just a bit as J10 will take down cover. Looking for a second kill here on a Sacred. Sends a couple rounds out. Neo will get a quick double kill on XO as well as J10's. They wasted half the round though, and Sacred's at 20 health. I would call this a successful round here for Atrox. Although they are in a 4v3, half the round is gone. Sacred's at 20 health. Nia does not have a whole lot of utility. The only thing is that they didn't take a whole lot of drones out. If they had taken out more drones, then I would say that this is a really successful roam. But this is still a solid roam here for Atrox. We'll now just have to see if their anchors can close the job out here. Sacred gonna look to set up some vertical, it appears. He's gonna send out the breach charge. Just take down the shield, it appears, using that breach. Wolf Force still out away from the main hall. As Sestero gonna swing around. Just try and take down Nia. There's landing out some suppressive fire from the bottom main. 40 seconds left here for Atrox to just hold the line, really. Shouldn't be too difficult, though. The pressure is mounting, considering that they did lose just now. They did lose main wall. Getting droned out here. Do need to take out those drones, deny the utility, deny the intel in particular here. So you can see, just trying to wait this out. And high soar again. On an unrelated note, as you can see, Ortiz getting a bit of rest, it appears. Still and however, 15 seconds left. Full utility. A stereo gun down at Sacred. Up to really just Nia and Nico here. Again, low time. Frag goes out there from Nico. It takes a lot of damage. Still will get him out. And Nia's the last one left now. 1v2 tries to take down a stereo. No time. And despite the fact that Ant had 3 smokes still on him, 30 seconds to push denial, he didn't even need them. Atrox doesn't even need that. In spite of the wasted utility, they're still able to do it. They still got a round win there for a 2-1 lead. Gym and bedroom hold here from Atrox. Unsurprisingly, they just won 2 rounds in a row. Now they have to go to gear or to bar stage. I've seen, since the rework, I've seen 1 bar stage defense in competitive. And simply because it was such a mess for the attack, the defense won. If it was not such a defense, it would definitely have been...
Bomb located by attackers.
And now we'll have to see what they do here on the tertiary site, on a site that most of the time the attack wins. The key for them to win this here is going to be them being able to win their gunfights and waste time on that extension. Which, keep in mind, they're still setting up. It's been 45 seconds. What are you doing? Why? I don't see a whole lot of, you know, shotgunning and all that, and, you know, the castle doesn't have a whole lot of work to do. You have a Thunderbird. All they have to do is put down three Konas. Why? It's my question. Why are you 30 seconds in and still reinforcing? It just doesn't make sense. Okay, they have a mirror there on the floor. Don't really get why they have that, but it's not going to be the end of the world here. Hatch opened up now by Nia, I believe, using the Gun 6, surprisingly enough, which nobody uses it for utility clear. They just use it to open stuff up. They just to, like, open up a hatch or a barricade. Nobody ever uses it to clear out actual utility, which is, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. Go trying to push forward here. Those castle barricades, however, on bedroom door, on gym window and bedroom window, pardon me, not the doors, are really prohibiting any real push here. Though he could very easily open them up. You know, a Maverick can open those. You can just put torch to barricade and gets it open. As you can see, they're trying to clear out somebody over there on that supply side. This J-10 will take down Sacred, lowers Nia there as the Finka, and he's wasted a lot of time. Okay, they're down to 5 drones and half the round, and he's taking down Sacred. Although Sacred isn't a super impactful player, to take down some utility and force Nia to use that stim there. So, dude, get some solid damage. I think that's worth noting here. A minute left, and they haven't even cleared out this extension. Still, Anna's gonna get aggressive and gets picked up by cover. What was going on? 3 smokes down the drain there. Again, for Atrox. Last time it wasn't used, this time it was just that they died with it. You have to use that utility. It's 30 seconds to push to 9. You don't necessarily have to, but you really should use that utility. Because that could really have slowed down the Skyhigh push. Because they have yet to get any serious crossfire and pressure here. As you can see, onto the cash player, onto the Stero. You know, they haven't opened up that castle barricade yet. As the Crush will gun down a Stero, there's 30 seconds left in the round for Nia and the rest of Skyhigh to complete a push here. It's a 3v2, pardon me. Total amount of players left in the round is 5, but not on all the same team. Kill will open up the other barricade. Ortiz gets a nitro kill on a Crush. Stim from Nia. They're going to try and push forward here. Trying to eke out an execution in the last few seconds. Ortiz will gun down Nia for a double kill. Up to just Nico here. Pushes into Jim. Spots Ortiz. Guns him down after just him and Exosi. Exosi over here by the mirror window. Will knife it. Trying to deny some intel. For Nico will look for the plant now. Exosi going to try and push forward here. Knows the plant's going down. Spots him. Gets the kill. Gets the round for Atrox. 3-1. A side sweep for the defending team. What a round for Atrox. They brought it down to 1:30 on that roam, or courtesy of that roam. And they got a kill off of it as well. And they brought out a lot of, although it wasn't solely the roam, they took out half the drones. Because, you know, there was, what, it was 1 and 4, 1 active, 4 in reserves. By the time that kill went out, the opening frag, which was surprisingly late in the round, mind you. for that kill to happen. And that was the one in the round, essentially, even though they lost to smoke with full utility. They wasted enough time. Ortiz got a double kill and really held the line on that anchor. And they wasted time on the roam. That's what they had to do. That's what they really have to do here. It's just waste time on the roam and hold the line when it comes to anchoring.
5 seconds.
That's all that they really need to do.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Now, as you can see, Skyhigh looking for a very standard CC Rafters push here. They've opened up Rafters. They've opened up part of the garage, pardon me. There's no way to open up Rafters. They're looking to push Rafters, and the first part of that is opening up garage, because that's going to prevent a good amount of safety, really, for J10s. You know, so now be mindful of lower garage. He will look to flame that, and he misses the flame. Did waste a bit of utility and potentially put himself at risk. He's wasting a lot of their utility, though, right now. You can see, well, he hasn't used a whole lot of his. He's taken out 2 of the frags there of Nia. He's taken out some stims. He's wasting a good amount of time. They've had to use all of Therm's utility on that wall. They are droning him out. He will take down the drone, but now potentially has to deal with the crossfire from somebody on the ground. That low garage just spot them. Nia can take a good amount of damage. The lowest cover as well. He's just putting up a fight here like the Alamo. At this point, that's all that he can really do. He's down to half the round remaining. Spots that he's been droned out again. Going to send another flame. Still has plenty of utility left to still in. Will gun down Nia. Removing the Fink up from play. The smoke on the roam. Surprisingly enough, Sacred will take down Exoxy. Removing the Jaeger. Still not the end of the world here. It's just a 4v3. Man advantage is favoring Atrox. Raptors is still under their control. Still be able to very easily deny any sort of push there over on that CC wall side. Flat wall. Assuming that J10s can hold control of that area, which shouldn't be impossible here. They have put a good amount of pressure over on him, but they have yet to actually kill him. Sacred takes down J10s. Still in will fall. Bands a crush though. 3k now from the Zoph. Cover will gun down still to just disturb him. And just like that, the entirety of Atrox just disintegrated. They lost Rafters. They lost their smoke with all their utility on him. They got overzealous. They had everything under their control. Sacred will fall in the hands of Stare, who now needs to try and clutch up a 2v1, essentially. I don't know why he's being so mindful here. Somebody on the other side of the objective. There's nobody there. Cover trying to push into CC window. Pardon me, Rafters window. Nico's gonna... I think he's trying to get another way in, because they have to now vault through that window, and they will. One goes through, that's cover, trying to take objective. Nico's now on the side, looking for the plant, potentially. Stereo will push forward here. Is taken down there by cover. Crossfire, quick and deadly for Skyhigh. 3-2 now. Final round in this first half. And my oh my, Skyhigh really turned it around there. That was Atrox's round. J10's had Rafters control. He had really banged up multiple members of Skyhigh. They could not beat his hold there in Rafters. They just were unable to best him there. They had opened up, they spent all of Therm's utility on those 2 walls. They kept on using drones, they couldn't get it out. Couldn't get it done. Still, they hadn't rotated down to lounge. I think that was the beginning of a really bad turn of events, really, for Atrox, because, they lost J10s over on Raptor side. That happened, however, after they lost Still Ant on the lounge area, which doesn't make sense as a smoke. You don't need to They had man advantage. It was, what, a 5v3, I think? 5v4? They had man advantage, pretty clearly. They also had time in their favor. They didn't need a smoke. A smoke with full utility might. 3 canisters. That's a solid amount of push denial or plant denial. That's a really, really big benefit that was left, that was not only left unutilized, but wasted by still not being that aggressive. So he really shouldn't have done that. Certainly not as aggressively as he did. Sacred will take down Ortiz, and now having lost J10s as well as Ortiz, a bad spot here for Atrox. Gonna really be up to Astero to try and close this gap. I don't think they actually realize that he's there. They don't seem to have noticed the fact that Astero's just sitting in a corner now. I think they might have finally droned him out. He spots one, takes down Crush, has to ever worry about a crossfire due to that wall. Neil will take him out. It's a 4v2 here. He did get traded, but that's not going to be enough. And Xoxi and still under the last 2 left here. They have the only real push denial, the only real plant denial available as the smoke canisters and the echo drones. And Xoxi is going to really just try and hold down the line here over on Plat's side, over on CC area. He will spot cover, takes down one, however knows that there's another over there. There's going to be cover actually. Guns him down as well off the pre-fire. Well done from the echo. Still not going to take a bit of damage as he's trying to hold down the cash side. Rotates now over to red. Needs to hold in control area. Sacred and Kick are the last 2 left here in this half. For Skyhigh, Nico trying to get some vertical done. I believe he used a frag to lower still Ant a bit, but alas. The Thunderbird Kona Station is able to keep him healed up. Xoxi going to be holding down Cash. Still not just holding down this red side is Sacred. Nico try and make some push happen. Sacred going to be trying to move through that small, mind you, small hole there over on that main wall. And Xoxi gets a 3rd now. On to Sacred, the last 2 on left is Nico trying to clutch up a 1v2 here. We'll pick up the fuse, gets a stim there, courtesy of one of the Kona stations, but it doesn't matter. Xoxi holding down the line. Holds down an entire objective single-handedly. Pretty much. 4 frags. Wins his team the round. Earns his team a 4-2 split. I'm surprised. I am surprised to see how that went. That could have been a 5-1 for Atrox, but instead it's a 4-2. Congrats to Nia for breaking double digits on an unrelated note. 10-4-4-1-3 5-8-5-3-3. Comparing the amount of kills.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
22 for Skyhigh, who are down by 2 rounds against the currently leading Atrox with 24. So 2 more rounds, 2 more kills. Because these rounds have been really close for both sides. That or these teams have been rotating between pretty much just getting blowout round wins. No in between. It's one or the other.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I miss.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
That's good. Now, Atrox is going to be on the attack here. Having that 2-round lead does give them a bit of a safety net here. Gives them a solid lead as well as a safety net is. That's going to be the window there opened up by the Ash of Xoxi, who will immediately be getting to work here, trying to clear out this first floor. There's nobody there though. There's however somebody on the basement that's crushed, sitting in Arsenal. I don't know why he's deep roaming. He's not going to get anything done besides maybe a flank later around. Astero will take out. Will actually be taken out, I believe, courtesy of Sacred. The Wamai able to get a kill, which is really helpful for his team. Taking on the Twitch does make it a bit harder here. Now for the attackers to get that wall open, they still however have a Maverick, they still have Ortiz, they still have Xoxi as the Ash, so they can still very well get that wall open. They just now might take a bit longer to do it, or might have to use some different utility. As you can see now, really trying to get that hatch open, that wall open, pardon me, and they will succeed in taking down the mute jammer. Nico's down but not out here. Don't know if Skyhigh is going to look for the revive, and if so, when. Exosi's trying to play some vertical here. He does now have the ability to watch that rotate picked off by Crushed on the roam. Well done from the Arun. He will now look to rotate back to site, presumably. Nope, he's going to actually go back down the basement. Why? Stillan will actually frag Sacred, removing the Wamai, removing that shield over by site door, and that's going to allow some comfort here for Atrox when it comes to getting that push happening over in the CC. Crushed now on the roam here. Knows Ortiz is nearby. Ortiz going to get on the cam. Watching main stairs, knows Crush is nearby. Still not going to take a bit of damage. He'll take down Nico. Traded out by cover, however. Up to J10s and Ortiz here. Been a minute left in the round. Still plenty of time for Ortiz and J10s. As J10s will actually impact. Spots Crush as well on the stairs. Crush going to fall back. Falls as well to J10s. And Ortiz closes out the round. My oh my. There's now been one round on each side where the team with a man advantage throws that man advantage away. We saw it on the defending half of Atrox on this exact same site. Not the exact same situation, but still. Skyhigh. They had the 3v2. J10s gets an impact kill. Cross just trying to rotate back to site, and then he gets spotted by J10s, who pushes him, which was smart of J10s, and wins the gunfight. Like, why didn't Crush either just try and take the gunfight at bottom red, or fall back completely? It's 2v2. You don't need to be aggressive on defense. You can wait it out. You can try to wait it out at least. Hi, Fruity. Been a while. Anyways. And then, Ortiz closed out the round. It's been embarrassing, at least in my opinion, to tie to a Zoof impact as smoke. I don't think it was Nia that died, but whoever it was.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds to insertion. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Setting the turret. Magnets ready. Jammer ready to activate.
Now, another CC hold here from Skyhigh. Looking at their lineup, it's very similar to last time. Obviously, who's playing who has changed, but it's still the same fundamentally hold here. They have seemingly changed a teeny bit in how they're holding it. They now seem to be looking to push more, hold more of that con side into supply to deny that vertical, because that was a key part of Atrox's offense there. J10s will get a very quick double kill on Ania and on a cover. Astro will gun down Nico. 2v5 now, 1v5. J10s gets the 3k. He's on the objective. Cross to the left one left here, trying to retake against the entirety of Atrox. Acero knocks him out. Flawless round there for Atrox. They just aggro pushed. They just almost rushed there. J10s got 3 kills. He knocked out more than half of Skyhigh there. Literally just blitzkrieg. And it worked. It worked because Skyhigh was still trying to set up. They weren't ready for any of it. Oh, okay.
Attackers need to locate
Alright.
and defuse as many bombs as
6
they
to 2
can.
now. Atrox just needs to win one more round here. It's gonna be on a different site, however. Skyhigh going down to basement. It's gonna be interesting to see how they approach this. If I had to take a guess, based on their lineup, it's probably gonna be a blue heavy hold. They have a smoke, they have a Jaeger, they have a Malus. Usually if those three are brought together, especially considering that we're now seeing Crush put down a barbed in blue, usually that means that there's gonna be an ADS somewhere on Gen, right by blue door. There's usually a Malus Banshee, usually one over in dirt, sometimes barb over here in secret stairs, and then you just have, sometimes it's a Jaeger, sometimes it's a smoke, sometimes it's somebody else playing Gen to waste time, waste utility. The easiest way to collapse that is going to be taking this blue hatch. It's obviously going to be more utility prohibitive here for Atrox, considering that they have no hard reach, as Ortiz is down, not out however. I think he's going to try and get a res. Seems to be what he's trying to do once he recharges the stim, as Exosi will take down cover. Needs to, however, wait for this thing to recharge. Cover is dead. Mind you, the smoke is out of the round here. As Exoxys is trying to push in, 3v5 still, and will take down Nia. And again, this is a rush from Atrox. Nico and Sacred are the last two left, as J-Chance will pick off one. Stereo rushes in. They have objective. Sacred's the last one left. The match is on the line here for Skyhigh. He'll pick off J-10. It's still a 1v4. No walls are open there, besides soft walls for Atrox, and they've got sight. The Ashir is obviously going to lay down some rounds, and he'll try and get something done here. Plant is down. Josie getting the sound cue of that phone, and Stereo takes it out. That's going to be 7-2 now. Atrox with the win here. On Clubhouse. 10-7, 6-9, 2-9, 4-7, 4-7. 11-6, 11-5, 7-5, 4-5, 6-5. Congrats to J10s, Stereo, and Nia for all breaking double digits.
Oh my gosh. GG.